We know that we have teased them probably
Twice.
one too many times at Western Hunt, and
times.
people really want them, which is understandable. They're really cool, but we just wanted to make sure they were right before we came out with them.
Welcome to the Cuttercast, presented by Canvas Cutter, where we leave chaos for campfires and trade deadlines for dirt roads. We dive into hunting stories, outdoor adventures, and the gear that lets you live life outside. Kick back and let's get into it.
Okay. Let's do it. Let's get going. Well, welcome to the Cuttercast, everybody. It's yours truly here, Seth, and I am joined again with the ever stalwart T, Mr. T, TD Cameraman, T Money, T Dog. And today we're going to do a fun I think it's going to be a fun episode.
Yeah.
And we want to start doing them on a more regular basis. So today we're going to do some rapid fire questions from all y'all out there. Mm-hmm. And we would like to do these, like I said, on a more frequent basis. So when we send out a little, hey, ask us a question, if you submit questions, we'll do our best to answer you. Maybe do a little shout out, and maybe even send some swag or a duffel bag or something to somebody with a really good question.
Totally.
As well. Before we get into these questions, though, just a quick reminder that the holidays are upon us. And although Black Friday is next Friday, our Black Friday promotion's going on right now.
Right now,
T.
Yep.
And we've got some pretty incredible deals. Basically, when you come to purchase gear that you would like to give to a loved one, or maybe you're sending your spouse or someone in the right direction to get you the gear that you want, you can unlock free gifts for yourself or for others. Yeah. So, for example, we got the Blackwater hat right here.
It's so sick. It's actually one of my favorites.
I didn't know how I would feel about it in person because the concept seemed cool, but sometimes the concept and the actual is not always there. It's pretty money. So you can unlock a Blackwater hat. We've got a Father Wisdom custom utility bag. I'll throw that up on the screen. If you're watching, you can kind of look at that. That's super awesome. There's only 85 of those. So if you're unlocking some gifts and you want a custom hand-sewn by Father Wisdom utility bag, which you can use to put your toiletries in your bedroll, or you can throw tools in it, or camera stuff, or a kill kit. There are so many uses for a utility bag. You can pick one of those. You can unlock this new ghosted hoodie, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah,
I don't know if you can see that shimmering.
Me and Seth have been wearing them ever since we got them.
They're super, super cozy. Really happy about how they turned out. So you can unlock a hoodie, and it's a really premium hoodie. So we hope that you enjoy it if you unlock it. And then last of all, I didn't drag it over here, but you can unlock a Blackout Burrow duffel, which is pretty sweet. I mean, you're getting a $230 duffel bag for
so money.
Free.
Great bag. Yep.
Good bag. So go check that out. That's all at canvascutter.com. If you want to learn more about the promotion, how you unlock those gifts and stuff. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward, but huge value. So hope you enjoy it. But T, we've got some questions to answer.
Yeah, let's get to it. So I posted this up on our Instagram the other day. I asked people if they had some questions to ask us. Let's just get right to it. So the first one is, are you coming out with saddlebags? And we got asked this multiple times. There's quite a few of these in our little poll on Instagram. So,
yes, we did.
We are.
Sorry, I said we did.
We did an episode.
We did an episode on it. We are coming out with the saddlebags. Actually, our goal is to have them ready for sale by Western Hunt Expo. Yep. If we can get them sooner, we will.
We know that we have teased them probably one too many times at Western Hunt, and people really want them, which is understandable. They're really cool, but we just wanted to make sure they were right before we came out with them.
And from the first time we teased them to now, lots of things have changed.
Lots of things.
And we think those changes have greatly improved the product.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
Thank you for your patience. And just know that with small businesses, even with big businesses, I don't know if people understand product development.
There's
I know I didn't.
Much
before Canvas Cutter, but taking a concept or an idea for a product and then actually getting it to market.
Sometimes we go to Father Wisdom's workshop and we talk for like 6 hours just about products.
just about a concept of a product.
Yes.
A needle hasn't touched any
we try
fabric.
To poke holes in everything metaphorically. Sometimes literally too.
Yeah.
But yeah, saddlebags are sweet. We're stoked to
the saddlebags
come out with them.
are sweet. We are super excited to come out with them. Yes, we are coming out with them by February 2026. So in a couple months, you will be able to buy them. Our goal is to see if we can't get that a little sooner.
Yep.
But for sure by Western Hunt, which is typically around the middle of February, we will have them for sale. Yep. So yeah, and they're going to be sweet.
They're so
I'm super excited about them.
Yep. Awesome. All right. Next question. Are we planning on making a lightweight version of our sleep system?
Well, I strongly encourage you to go to canvascutter.com because we've already made one. It's called the Summit. You can click, I'll put a link to it if you want right here in the video if you're watching, or in the or the episode description if you're listening. But it's called the Summit. It's made out of polyester and nylon. And it is a lightweight version of our sleep system. We may currently be developing an all canvas lightweight sleep system.
Not ultralight.
Not ultralight. Don't come to me.
Ultralight is not our thing.
That's not our thing. Don't go look at this lightweight sleep system and be like 4 pounds. Yeah, 4 pounds that's going to last you forever. 4 pounds that you can throw straight on the ground and not have to worry about a rock tearing it.
Yes.
Like it's built to take a beating. We don't do ultra lightweight. So if you're like a through hiker and you're hiking the Appalachian Trail or something, if you are going all Dyneema and you want your entire pack to weigh like 5 pounds, it's not not our thing.
It's
You're
not us.
Wrong place.
Yep.
In the wrong place. If you want a very durable, lightweight sleep system, that's our alley.
Rugged, durable, convenient. Those are our things.
Yeah, so we already have one. Last time I checked, inventory numbers on those were fairly low. So go check out canvascutter.com. Look for the Summit there under bedrolls. It's a bedroll sleep system. Again, I'll put the link here for you guys, and check it out. If it's in stock, I would get one.
It's awesome.
They're going out of stock quickly.
Oh, cool, and they're popular.
They are popular. Yeah.
All right, let's go to number 3. Why don't we have a negative 20 degree sleeping bag or multiple options of degree sleeping
Taylor,
bags?
why don't we have one, man? I want one.
Yeah, well.
The problem is, again, I appreciate the question because although I was being a little facetious, we really do want one. We want a negative 20. I want a 20 degree one because I'm a hot sleeper, and I would use a 20 degree almost year round. When we looked at the market and the most popular 0 degree fell in the...
It fits the most range of people's uses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And time frame in which they're using
and
it.
And to come out with multiple different iterations is, again, difficult.
It's extremely difficult because, again, I can't emphasize, like, we are a small business and we're doing our best to grow, but to come out with a sleeping bag was a feat.
Yes.
To come out with multiple sleeping bags. Each sleeping bag requires funding. I don't know if you guys understand that, but and so it's difficult. So long answer is we want one, and we will have a negative 20 and we will have a 20 degree sleeping bag as soon as we can.
Until then, use your bunker bag.
Put a
comforter or a big blanket in there. That honestly helps a lot. I've done that for years and years and years.
It helps that you do that, and you're basically adding another sleeping bag, which is a down comforter that you can get at Walmart.
Yeah.
And to be super honest, I know it's not in those negatives, but again, we've used our bunker sleeping bag that's a 0 degree bag in some pretty cold situations.
Very cold,
and I was as cozy as a bug in a rug. So, but yeah, we'd love to come out with one, and not only come out with the temperature rating, but also other color options as well. Because I know a lot of people, when we let our audience vote, some of you may have participated in that, but when we were coming out with the bunker sleeping bag, we let our customers voice what features they wanted. Like, we already came up with a bag, and then we asked them to like pick it apart and give us other features, which we implemented a couple of those to name it. And also color. So the color that we currently have is the color our customers picked. They got to vote on the majority on them. Yeah. A lot of people liked.
There were some other popular ones.
Yeah, we had like a blue and gray one, which is super
cool. The blue,
cool.
like plaid.
And then we had the green plaid and black, and that was pretty cool too. Nice. Yep. I liked it. Yep. I thought it was really good too. So hopefully we have some other temperature rating bags and other colorways as soon as we can.
Yeah. We're working on it.
We're working on it.
Always.
And you guys can help by, going picking up a dark water hat or a hoodie. All that goes to help us big time.
All right. Next one. Which bedroll would we recommend if you're packing on horses?
Super good question.
Great question.
To be honest, kind of all of them.
Yeah, it kind of depends on what your use case.
Yeah.
And we know of a lot of individuals that use various different bedrolls. I know people that use a Summit and they just throw it right behind their saddle on top of their cantle bag. It's a great way. If you've only got one horse, you've got saddlebags and you throw the Summit on top of that. It's a great way to do it on one animal.
Yep.
But if you've got a pack animal, we've seen lots of people, throw them on as rolls over top of your panniers, or you can use them as a mani tarp over top, and you can stack. How many would we stack before?
4.
Like 4?
We put 4, and then you diamond hitch them down. It just like really sucks them in.
That works really well.
And whether you keep them rolled up and put them on top of the panniers or lay them unrolled, which is what we prefer, just because I feel like it balances so much better if they're unrolled and laid over the panniers. If you throw a mani tarp over them, it's probably wise, but traditionally we haven't. 1, we didn't have a tarp, and 2, probably laziness. Yeah. And so, and anyways.
If it's reasonable, we definitely recommend going with the Dominator because it is so comfortable.
So comfortable.
You could be 20 miles into the mountains on a horse and have the best night of sleep of your life.
Unreal.
It's incredible.
No joke.
And you'll get great sleep in the Summit too. It's just we're not fans of air pads.
We hate air pads.
We love that foam pad or the new Bedrock foam pad.
The Summit has its application, and I love it. I've even been giddy in it. I just don't like sleeping on an air pad.
I don't
it
like an
ruins
air pad.
If I could have the Summit with a foam pad in several miles, that I would just be like, wow. That's
so if you've got the pack animal for it, I'd say take your Dominator.
Take your Dominator.
If not,
absolutely.
Summit's do you just fine.
A good option, and we might have another option in the near future as well. Yeah. But and again, some of you want to save. I know a guy too. Sorry, I don't mean to belabor it, but I just remembered this. A guy who's been a supporter of ours for a long time. His name's Steve, but he, surprisingly to me, he wanted we used to have a Fortress bedroll, which is basically you take the Summit and make it 15-ounce canvas, and that was the Fortress. Yeah. He preferred the Fortress because it was 2 pounds lighter than the Dominator, which seems super silly, especially if you're packing in on animals. But his reason being was, well, that's a couple more pounds of steaks that I can take in to eat. And he wanted to eat like really, really good. And so he chose the lighter sleep
man.
option.
You can't beat that. And we also, I will say, I know of people, and I've actually personally done this on a bear hunt with a friend of ours, Anthony Dorsey, last year. Where we took the canvas and did air pads in it too.
Yeah.
So you can do that too.
As well.
You can do multiple different combinations. But anyways,
you can do that.
Let's move on to the next one. Where does canvas come from and how is it produced?
Man, that is such a great question. It's such a good question that we want to actually do an entire episode
really
on
dive
it.
into that.
And maybe even short film documentary on canvas, where it comes from, why it's such an awesome fabric, and why you should love it, basically. But the gift is canvas comes often from cotton canvas. You can do hemp canvas. They have done flax canvas. You can do a cotton poly blend of canvas as well. But traditional canvas and most canvas comes from cotton. So you take cotton and you do the same thing that you do to make clothes, other just bigger yarn. But you take the cotton, it gets cleaned, and then it gets spun into yarn, and depending on the size of canvas that you want, or the thickness, the ounce thickness, those strings get put onto these spools, these triangle spools, and you could have like 10 to thousands of spools down this loom. And there's spools of canvas going one way, spools of another going another way. So it's a crisscross. And then this loom takes those spools and it weaves those spools, that yarn, into a fabric sheet. Yep. And depending on the size of fabric that you want, ours usually comes in 5-foot segments by however long you can imagine. But then after the canvas is woven together, and there's different weaves. There's just like a cross weave, which is like a traditional weave. There's a ply weave where you have a cross weave and then there's a diagonal weave running through it. It's a really, really tight weave, so it doesn't breathe as well as a cross weave, but it does add strength to it. And then after the canvas is woven together, you would dye it if you want it dyed. So our canvas is dyed, our corporate color. That's why it's the color that it is. If it wasn't dyed, this would be white right now. So it's you dye it the color that you want. Then you would add any waterproofing, if you want waterproofing on it, if you want mildew resistant coatings on it. You can put a flame retardant coating on it. There's lots of different coatings that you can put on your fabric. Okay. And then it runs through a dryer and then it's cut into rolls.
It actually is kind of crazy, like not knowing about the canvas world. There's a lot of variety within canvas.
There's a significant amount of variety, and something that we would probably talk about in an episode where we just talk about canvas is that it's actually it's an art and it's a skill. Seriously. You can't just like take raw cotton and be like, oh, I'm going to spin yarn and then I'm going to weave that and then I'm going to have canvas sheets. And then it sounds like those steps sound simple, but each one of those takes so much experience to fine tune. Even though there's machines that can do it, someone has to know that machine and be around it to make it do what you need it to do. Like, and for a long time, for years, like those options existed in America. And then for decades, plural, those got started to lose that as manufacturing was pushed out of the United States to overseas to where it could be done cheaper. Now everybody, including us, wants to see manufacturing come back, but you don't spend
not a lot of options.
You don't spend decades killing an art and then turn it on. It would take decades to get that back. Legitimately, we spent earlier this year, Schaefer and I spent a lot of time calling weavers, calling people with huge looms, trying to figure out like what it would look like to have our canvas made here. Pretty much what we came to is there's very, very few that still do it. One guy we talked to, he's around our age. He's in California. He was awesome. He learned it from an older guy, and he's one of the only people he knows in the United States that actually knows how to do it, like from beginning to end. Most of the guys who know how to do it are old or dead.
Yeah.
And so you don't get young whippersnappers like yourself coming out of high school or college being like, I want to go work in a factory.
I want to weave
canvas. And so you have to like have a vision and a dream of what it could be, and then spend your whole life learning it, basically.
Yeah.
So again, the guy in California, he was awesome that we talked to about it. He was willing to help us out, but basically he was like, I can't do it for you. I will if you want me to, but for him to create the amount of canvas we need for one order
be crazy.
of bedrolls, would take him 5 months. And that's just to get the that's not dyeing it.
Product,
that's not waterproofing it. Yeah. That's not manufacturing the product. That's just getting the canvas to a woven fabric. Wow. Was about 5 months to do what we need for one order. We talked to a bigger one in Pennsylvania, and they also didn't know if they could produce the amount that we needed. And it's such a process. It's actually a really cool process, but I know that was a longer answer, but there's going to be an even longer answer to that in a future episode.
In a future video.
But yeah, it's fascinating. It's cool.
It is really cool. Okay, let's see. Number 6 here. Are we planning on making more horse tack? Kind of answered this a little bit already, but there's even more to that. We're planning on coming out with panniers as well.
Yes.
At around the same time.
Yes.
So we'll have those at Western Hunt or by that time for anybody that can't come to that. And yeah, we're stoked about that.
There's other products in development that I don't think Schaefer would be super happy about us talking about. We do plan on coming out with a lot more horse tack and a lot more products for that Western market.
We feel like we can really hit a good space in the Western world where, and we've talked about this on that same episode about the saddlebags, but there's a lot of stuff that's like hand-tooled leather, crazy expensive. It'll last a really long time, and it's awesome.
Yeah, it's incredible.
But it's so expensive. And then there's like just cheap crap, basically. You got to buy a new bag every single season.
Or multiple a season.
And it just rips apart when you don't want it to. And we're trying to bridge that gap and be really, really high quality, rugged, durable, but not be insanely expensive.
Be incredibly expensive.
It's worth the cost. Yes. So that's what we're really trying to do in the Western space. And selfishly, we're interested in that.
Of course we are.
It's fun for us to, at the end of the day, we love developing products that we all want to use.
That's what we do.
So
yes, the answer is yes.
All right. I have a Fortress with full-length poles. How much better is the Dominator than the Fortress?
I don't want to use the word better.
Yeah.
I want to use the word different. Like, what are you going for?
Yeah.
It's to answer their question, because we don't even offer the Fortress anymore. The Fortress, for those of you who are new here, was just a smaller bedroll.
Footprint. Yeah.
So it tapered. It's got a 24-inch foot box instead of a 34. Like the Dominator is 34 inches wide, the entire length of it. The Fortress was 31 inches at the shoulder, and it tapered to 24 at the foot box, and the sidewall as well. It started out at 14-inch sidewall, and it tapered down to about 10 and a half. And so the footprint of it was smaller. The reason being is that the Fortress was actually designed for wildland firefighters. Mm-hmm. We had some ambassadors of ours called Hidden Instinct back in the day. They were predator hunters. They did a ton of coyote hunting, and they used our bedrolls like so much. They're super awesome guys. Both of them were in wildland firefighting, and we had a pearl gray canvas at the time as well, which is close to that Forest Service color. Yeah. And we're like, we should make a bedroll for wildland firefighters, because these dudes are out fighting fire for so long, all up and down this mountain fighting fire. When they get back, like, they need to sleep, and they need to sleep really good.
Yeah.
And they don't. Because they get back, and they oftentimes it starts raining. They throw a tarp. They have like literally just a tarp that they're trying to sleep under, not great sleep. But they also, a lot of them have weight restrictions on what gear they can put on the truck, and so that's why we went with a tapered, smaller footprint bedroll still the same quality, still the same concept, just smaller. For individuals like myself that wasn't gifted with a lot of height, I'm like 5'9", 5'10", and around there, it's great. Or kids. Yep. If you want a smaller footprint, the Fortress is awesome. If you want maximum comfort, if you're going on a long trip and you just want to be able to spread out and really enjoy it, you can't beat the Dominator. There's just
it's especially 3.0.
Especially 3.0. Like the Fortress, you would run the same foam. You can run the same foam, but it's just 24 inches wide, not 32 inches wide. And man, the Dominator.
The Dominator, to answer the question, the Dominator is more comfortable.
Dominator is more comfortable.
However, if you're trying to like save a little bit on space or weight, then the Fortress is a great option.
Yeah, the only thing to add is now the difference between the Fortress 2.0 and the Dominator 3.0 is night and day too, right? Because of the features that we added. Yep. I mean, you got a built-in mesh screen. You have the magnetic vents, which increase breathability and airflow substantially. Sometimes it feels like too much. Taller.
Yep.
Yeah, there's just some benefits. So hopefully that answers your question.
Hopefully, yeah. All right. Number 8. It looks a little claustrophobic. Is it? We get a lot of people that are really concerned about this.
We do get a lot of people that are concerned about this. And I think, again, we solved the issue with 3.0.
Yeah.
My answer to that is no. My reasoning being is at Western Hunt Expo, we would
have people
consistently,
get in it all the time.
Almost every day, someone walks up and be like, I love the idea. I think it's cool, but it looks like too claustrophobic. I'm kind of a claustrophobic person.
Yep.
So we always invite them right there, like hop in it and let's
just try
and just see.
For 2 minutes, yeah.
And rarely will somebody get in and be like, yeah, I don't know if I can do that.
Not for me.
Most of them are very concerned, and they get in and they're like, oh, that's not bad at all.
Yeah.
Even with the Dominator 2.0, it held the canvas and pole system were about 1.5 feet.
Yeah, they're off your face.
Head,
Most people think of like a sleep system like that, and they think the material is like on them.
Yeah.
And even though they see the poles, I think that's what they're thinking in their head.
It's
and
like it's going to be really small.
Right there.
It's not.
And it's not. And with 2.0, like people would get in there and be like, oh, this actually isn't as bad as I thought. And then 3.0 is
3.0, they can sit
level.
up in it. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But there are people that do have claustrophobia, and maybe even the 3.0 might not
too
be
much for you,
and that's okay. But again, I like no exaggeration. At least 90% of people who come into our booth at Western Hunt being like, I'm kind of claustrophobic, when they lay in it, they leave like, oh, that's not bad at all.
I'm excited for people to see 3.0. We've gotten a lot of comments in our videos on 3.0 that are like, that's a little too big now. Like people that want the small.
That's not a bedroll
which
anymore.
We get, and we thought about that when we were coming out with 3.0 and deciding on the dimensions. And ultimately, it's like when you set them up next to each other, it's not that big of a difference.
It's
like,
not.
when we say the dimensions and that it's 7 inches taller and 6 inches longer or whatever, it sounds like, I don't know.
It's so big.
People think
it's not.
Yeah.
It's the
really
same width.
And it rolls up to the exact same size.
You can't. Yeah, it rolls up to the exact same size. If the 2.0 was fine with you calling it a bedroll, some people called it a bivy. It's not a bivy. It's a bedroll, and there is a difference there. A bivy, you slide your sleeping bag and a pad in it, and it's just basically a sock for your sleeping bag and pad. That's a bivy. But when you get ready to leave, you have to pull that out.
Yeah, bivvies are not designed to be rolled up with everything.
This is a bedroll. It's not a sock that you put your sleeping bag and stuff in. It's a sleep shelter. It's a shelter that you put your gear in and stays in, and then it rolls up in it. You don't take it out. But like T mentioned, when 2.0 and 3.0 are next to one another, there's not that big of a difference.
Yeah.
Like
it's bigger, but it's not like
it's taller, but the width is the exact same, and the length is almost not noticeable. Really,
which ultimately,
it really isn't.
What do I care about if it's a little bit taller? I'm not always setting up under like low branches or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and I don't know how it being a little taller takes it from being a bedroll to a tent.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
And also,
it's still a bedroll. My bedding is in it, and it rolls up.
It works for what we want it to work for, and that's all we care about, really.
Yeah, it functions amazingly.
Yes, absolutely. What cot do we recommend?
So my wife does most of our customer service every day, and she gets this question all the time. And it comes from a few of our ads where we have the bedroll on a cot.
Yeah.
We have wanted to make our own cot, and we might still in the future. Just throwing that out there. But currently, we recommend the largest one that you care to have. Yeah. We usually use that Teton XL. Is the one in the ad.
One too.
We also use the Cabela's XL XL. It's got a name. Most of you out there probably already know. I'm not a cot guy though, so I know which we use the XL on Teton, and Teton I think just came out with a double XL, which is even bigger. Yeah. Both those will work, and then the Cabela's King XL whatever. Schaefer would know. Those anything big.
Cots are really nice in a wall tent when you want to store stuff
store gear under it.
But outside of that, if you're just using your bedroll like run and gun,
I
wouldn't set up a cot. It just is another step that takes too much time and
I don't sleep any better.
It doesn't
on a
provide
cot.
You any more comfort.
No, in fact, to be honest, I sleep worse on a cot.
Yeah,
that's why I don't ever use them. It creates this bowl and it forces me to the middle, and I can't stand it. Yeah. Where if I sleep directly on the ground, I just have my pad and I'm super comfortable. Yeah. Traditionally, on cots too, another reason. A lot of people had a hard time with the bedroll and the cot is the poles because of that dish and the poles setting up high and you pushing down, it would want your pole to pop out of the grommet. We have pole locks now, so the pole can't pop out. Mm-hmm. So there is that benefit. But XL cot, XL Teton, double XL Teton, and then the Magnum big Cabela's cot is what we've used in the past.
How do I keep my gear dry when I'm in the bedroll?
That's a great question. So
pretty common one as well.
So Canvas Cutter makes a super awesome product called the Burrow Duffel. We also make a mule duffel bag as well. Yeah. And when it comes to my clothing gear, I'll take it off. Even again, people ask, and it's a valid question. I actually want us to do some videos showing how we do it. Like if it's raining, how do you do that? And I take my clothes off, put them in my duffel bag, and get inside. And it doesn't take long enough to where me or my gear is super soaked. But to keep my gear dry, I use the duffel bag. I put it right next to me. It's outside. Our duffel bags are waterproof, so I don't have to worry about my gear. I've had my laptop in there, and it's been really cruddy weather before. So, and then get in. You can also, there's room in the bedroll to put some gear in there. And then also, it's important to understand that my truck is like 30 yards away.
It's not that far.
So if I have like my backpack or my gun or my bow, it's often in my truck.
Yeah. Yeah, most of the time when I'm out using it, most of my stuff just stays in my car. I literally just get the bedroll out to sleep in.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm hanging out in there.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. If you're socked in there, like especially with the 3.0, I could be in there for a long time.
Yeah, true.
But that's what I do. Burrow duffel, vehicle, bedroll.
Yep.
Gear stays dry.
Let's see. Number 12. What are some other use cases besides hunting?
Anytime you need to sleep.
Yeah. Legit.
Anytime.
Dirty motel rooms, lay your bedroll on top of a gross bed.
Huge. Pulling over on the side of the road.
Trips.
Road trip.
I've used that one more times than I can even count.
We could name 15
We really could.
We also could send people right here, to this link. Yep. We already answered that question at length in a previous episode. If you want to know like more than a dozen practical use cases for a bedroll,
why a bedroll,
and why a bedroll, go watch the episode Why a Bedroll. And you click on this link. It's actually worth watching because you might have other questions that we're not answering about the bedroll that would be answered in that episode. Yep. So there are a ton of practical use cases outside of hunting for using and owning a bedroll.
Totally. And like way more than you think.
Yes.
Way more.
Yeah. And again, you don't know you need one until you have one. And once you have one, you'll be like, oh, I use this thing all the time.
Yep.
So,
all right. Last question. Are you guys ever going to do other color options?
Great question. This falls down through the same vein as why don't you have a negative 20 degree bag? Yeah. Small company. It takes a lot of money to produce products. And so to have multiple SKUs of the same product, like each color is a whole other SKU that has its own minimum quantity order, like of units. So like if you have a manufacturer that these are the MOQs and then you introduce a new color, you have to hit MOQs for that color as well. Yep. So the cost just doubled.
Yep.
And we're really small. The goal would be I would love in the future to be able to do like limited edition colors and one-offs. And if people really, really love another color, maybe we can introduce and keep another color. Mm-hmm. So the answer is yes. The follow-up to that is that's actually really hard to do. I know it seems silly, but we're small.
Yep.
But growing.
All right.
Well, hopefully that's interesting and answer some of your questions that you had that maybe you didn't even voice and someone else voiced for you. But please, any questions you have, hit us up, whether it be through DMs. We'll probably through social media again do another like, hey, ask us a question. Yep. Again, we'd like to do this regularly. And I would love to start picking really good questions and sending them something as well. Yeah. So thanks as always for watching or listening. If you enjoy the Cuttercast, please like and subscribe, leave comments on episodes. That helps us when it comes to the visual aspect of the Cuttercast. And if you're listening to it and you enjoy it, leaving a 5-star review goes a very long way at helping us grow this thing. So we appreciate you guys. We appreciate all the support that you give us. And until next time, T.
Keep on keeping on.